Hello and welcome to Markiron Shipyard, episode 26. Been a long time coming, a little delay in there, but hey, we're back where we were. Very familiar bridge, I'm sure some of you will remember. Might have done a couple little tweaks here, there, and everywhere. Started going through and adding doors and things like that. But today, we are actually going to be working on my favorite part of the ship, the weapon systems. Now, on the original NX-01 Enterprise, there was these neat little, I guess, pulse cannons that would descend from somewhere around here and would fire pulses. Now, those are cool, all right, but they're too turrety for me. What I actually want to build is more like some nice phaser cannons. Um, for those of you who've seen Star Trek Generations, the big spinal phaser lance on the the well outfitted Enterprise D. That's kind of what I'm thinking, except I'm thinking under here, along, and fire out the front. Basically, giving me a little bit of weapon space under here. I suppose I could also fire them out the sides right beside the torpedo, but I think this will fit in here. And for those of you who saw my episode on the lasers that I was using for this good old deflector dish here, um, may remember that I covered a very aggressive laser, shall we call it. Um, Basically, a laser with a lot of upgrades in the chain, um, and that was kind of what I had in mind. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, not right under here, but I think this seems like a good spot for a phaser cannon. So, once again, maybe not stock issue when the ship was originally launched, but like I've said, this isn't the ship as it originally was, this is the ship as I want it now. So, let's level this off. And I'm actually going to want that there. And let's create a little bay. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to lower that. And let's actually extend this. And that could be a little loud. Let me just turn that down. Alright, so I apologize for the noise, but it is a necessary evil. Alright. So, let's bring it all the way over here, if I don't fall to my death. Now, the cool thing with lasers is you can extend them as far as you wish by simply adding more range repeaters. But what I'm going to do on this guy is I'm going to add a couple of range repeaters just to get it all the way here. And then I'm going to use pistons to add and subtract additional laser blocks. Now, I haven't actually tried moving a laser block with a piston, so this could totally not work. I may have to do it with frames, if frames will work. But, what's a little experimentation among shows or friends? But first and foremost, let's have some fun here. I'll put this block in. And I will come down here. And I will probably put some kind of control area here. Because this area here will still be within kind of the body of the ship. But, alright, let's put that there. Got my handy dandy drill. So let's drill into this block and realize I have exactly 0 lenses. Fabulous. Oop, but I do have a lens bench. So, let's make some lenses. Alright, I need some diamonds. Actually, let's do, I believe it's glowstone, which is the range enhance. Nope, I can't do all those because I need rose red. Dun dun dun. And that's right, typing in here totally sorts your entire inventory because of inventory tweaks. I love it sometimes. Sometimes it gets a little annoying. That's the important bits. So, piece of glass, red plus 30. So, let's drill back in here and replace that. Now, theoretically, if I should apply a lever, trust me, I'll get much more sophisticated with my control eventually, but a laser. And yes, intersecting the laser does hurt. Now, it would appear that the laser doesn't get very far, especially not through the block. No worries. The first stage I'm going to do is amplification. So, let's actually create a series of blocks here that will be my amplifiers. And every other block will actually be an amplifier. So now I want to create, so that should put a sensor there, and then I get into the beam, and that should put a sensor there, and that should put a sensor there, and that should put a sensor there. Okay, where's my lens bench? So now I just need, let's get some diamonds. Diamonds, diamonds, I like diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, blah blah blah. Power plus 8. If I take one diamond away, it's still power plus 8. Take one more diamond away, now it's plus 6. So each one of these power amplifiers can also have one range amplifier. So drill back into the block, add that there. Boom! Bigger laser. Alright. Lather, rinse, repeat. And bam. So the cool thing about this laser mod is the fact that, wait a minute, that was backwards. There we go. For things like this, I can actually use white lenses. They don't have to be colored because the color actually comes from the originating red laser. Ow. I'm not going to want to get too close and cuddly with those. Ow. More powerful. More powerful. That's probably now at an instant kill. I wonder what happens if I put a boom. Melts right through the block. So, diamonds, glowstone, one more lens. Let's put this bad boy right in here. And watch as it just cuts its way out the front of the ship. Now, that's not 10 kilometers, but that's a fairly decent range to begin with. Now, because I'm not too terribly interested in dying, although I guess I should probably test how powerful this thing is. Sorry, cow. That didn't take very long. Okay, that is definitely a don't get cuddly laser. Seems to rip through cows pretty quickly. I don't know what it'll do to humans. I don't imagine it'll be any prettier. However, this is only step one. Creating a powerful laser is all good, but as you saw, it didn't get very far. I mean, I can walk farther than the laser got. So, let's drop here. And just more. Actually, what I should do is use a different texture block for these guys. How about a block of gold for the range amplifiers? That should be good. So, I will also stop this a couple points before, just so I have room to walk around. Although, this is not a space you'll want to be standing in when this thing is actually firing. Something about high probability of getting completely dematerialized. And by dematerialized, I mean vaporized. So, just kind of coming down the line here. And falling off the edge. The more things change, the more they stay the same. So yes, this is a lot of range amplifiers. That is good. I want a lot of range amplifiers. In fact, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's a nice easy round number. So, back to the lens bench. Let's make some room. Throw out some of the common things I have. Alright, so I want 10 lenses. And I want them all range plus 30, range plus 40. Now, of course, because this doesn't behave too nicely, I have to click these out one by one. Oh well. And for anybody curious, I was kind of holding off, hoping that I would be able to get an update to 1.3 and get everything going, but it looks like that's not likely to happen. 1.3 looks like it's going to be a very short-lived release, seeing as they're talking now about having 1.4 coming out like shortly, like very shortly. But yeah, recording this actually on a Monday night in the good old rainy season. For people who know where I live, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. But as you can see, I'm just going through. Once again, I don't need to color these because, well, if I colored them, that would just be redundant. Instead, oh, that goes up there. That goes in there. Instead of coloring them, I just prefer to get extra mileage out of them. I suppose I could, if I really wanted to, add a purple or add a blue in here and create a purple that would slow you down and do damage. But red's closer to the actual phaser color. It's not orange like it should be, but let's see. Nope. Phaser goes all the way through. Let's see how far she goes. Going. Ship's disappeared. And we're all the way out here. And out here is... we are at minus 6 78. So now let's head back. Once again, I got my draw distance on short because this is actually starting to take some effort to render. There's a lot more to the ship these days. So, that's about 200 blocks. I think 600 something to 800 something. Yeah, that's about 200. I suppose I could actually probably move this whole 9 yards back and get more range yet. But that's a story for another day. Now, I'm going to try something on screen that'll be a little bit of an experiment. And this may work well, this may not work well. What I want to be able to do is adjust how many of these are actually in. So if I want to reduce the power, I can do that. Now, I do believe I have the version, yes. In red power, LRM actually changes the pistons so that, oh darn it, I don't want to build that there. I want to block in between it. But changes the piston blocks so that you can actually use a red power screwdriver to rotate them. Very handy little trick. There we go. So now, the lever, if this works, I will be able to not apply a lever directly to the back. That is fine. I will apply it here. Oh, darn it. I was worried about that. So, apparently those aren't removable, or aren't movable. But I wonder if they are frame movable. So what I will do is what I'll do is actually break that. Get some frames, some frame motors. And I will put a frame motor up here, going that way, and then fall off and put a frame motor that way. So theoretically, if this works, I should be able to move it away and back too. Now I'm going to want some levers. Everybody loves levers, especially me. And now I need some sort of power source. Yay for bat boxes. And they're good friends. Oh, full batteries. There we go. Please work. I do believe that was successful. So, if I move it out of the way, and then move it back in, it'll interrupt the beam momentarily, and maybe glitch out a little bit. But who cares? Actually, I guess the question is, will it change the beam at all? I have a good way of testing that. I need some lapis. So let us create a lapis with that and that. They'll give me a blue power +8, which I shall substitute for this white power +8, range +10. And that doesn't change a darn thing. Oh, hold on. Alright, so we're back, and I've discovered a really neat thing. Chances are if a mod developer wasn't thinking about moving blocks, then yeah, this would be perfect. However, yeah, let's just say Frames plus lasers don't play nice. Frames will actually treat the lasers as a block, so it will move a laser beam for you, promptly crashing the client. Now, when I program this later, I will program in delays to make sure that when I'm moving these lenses or these amplifiers in and out, that I actually make sure that they've stopped moving. Um, this was another little interesting thing I got. I actually managed to move the emitter block over, but the receiver block stayed in line. So what I got is a nice hole cut through here. So this is kind of my design for my phaser lances. I can turn it on with these in the beam, which gives me a very strong full range beam, or I can turn this off, move this over, and fire no problem. And this gives me a very low powered beam all the way up. How I will organize these later, I don't know. I may also arrange for mid-step amplifiers. So while these are all power plus 8s, I might have a couple power plus 6 or power plus 3 that I can bring in or out through computer control later. I mean, did I say I was going to computer control this? Yes, I am. And you want to know how epic that's going to be? I'm going to computer control this directly wired up to, well, with some wireless, this station up here, tactical. I just put a block in front of my tactical screen. Okay. Oh, well, that's fabulous. Maybe I'll fix that later. Anyways, it will actually be controllable from up here, and you'll be able to see weapon status up here when I, how shall we say, make it a little more talkative. But I think for now that's going to call it on episode 26. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm so sorry that I had such a long time between these two, 25 and 26, but hopefully I will see you back next time for episode 27. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Markiron Shipyard.